Alright, so this is another example of what's called a two-way table, and I might have mentioned before these are pretty popular on ACT, SAT type stats questions. This is giving us the four different types of blood donors. So O is the universal donor, AB, A type, B type, and then AB type. And then whether or not they have a certain RH factor, which I wish I remember what that was from bio, because I remember studying. I think it has something to do with I forget exactly, maybe clotting, like a clotting factor or something, but I could be completely wrong on that, so don't quote me, I'm not a biologist. But anyway, we want to know what's the probability that somebody has type O or type A. So probability of O or the probability of A. And remember, our formula is this. Our formula is probability of O plus probability of A minus the overlap if there is overlap. My question for you is there going to be overlap here? Could somebody have both O type and A type at the same time? And the answer is no. There's no probability. You can't have two different blood types at once. So we only have to deal with this part of it. So the probability of getting type O. The other thing to keep in mind is probability is what we want to happen over what could happen. In this example, what could happen is we could pick any one of these 409 people in total. Okay, if you're wondering why is this called a two-way table, because we could total it here, we could total it by adding up these four blood types, or we could total it over here by adding up who's positive and who's negative for RH. But the point is, there's 409 people that we have to pick from. So both of these probabilities are going to be out of 409, and I put a plus to emphasize. I know it sounds repetitive at this point, but OR means that you're supposed to be adding the probabilities. So what's the probability of picking someone with O-type blood? Well, what do we want to happen? We want to pick one of how many people? How many people have O-type blood? And the answer is 184, because that's 156 of them are positive and 28 are negative, but there's that many total people. So 184 out of 409. How many have A-type blood? 164 do. So all we have to do is add those together, and we would get 348 out of 409. Okay, and you can put that in a calculator and figure out what that is as a percent. Number 2, find the chance of type B or RH negative. So type B or the chance of getting RH negative. And then remember, we also have to subtract the overlap, and this time there will be overlap. Okay, there are people that are both. Okay, so what's the probability of picking somebody with type B? 45 out of 409. What's the chance of getting, remember OR means plus, what's the chance of getting RH negative? There are, out of 409, there are 65 people that are RH negative. I'm using this row right here. So 65 out of 409. And then minus the overlap. How many people are both have blood type B and have RH negative? If you haven't already, I encourage you to pause the video and try and see if you can figure that out. But the number who are both, let's take a look at this. If you have blood type B and your RH negative, that's this 8 right here, because that's where they intersect. There's the negative and there's the column for B. So there's 8 people who are in both categories. So if we add those together, we end up getting 102 out of 409. And again, that would be the chance of that happening.